Hey there, House here. Well, another week and another not so great nor not so bad performance. I went 8-6, bringing my overall record to 87 and 49, and keeping my win percentage at 64%. Let's look at this week's slate of games, shall we? We start off tonight with the Dolphins versus the Ravens. Lamar Jackson is a dual threat. He's going to run all over the Dolphins, and he's got a strong enough arm to beat him downfield as well. The Dolphins found a way to win last week without Tua. They probably won't win even if he plays tonight, as he's questionable for the game. I'm picking the Ravens. Titans versus Saints. The Titans are the team to beat in the AFC. Even without Derrick Henry, they still manhandled a very good Rams defense. The Saints, on the other hand, will continue to struggle if Trevor Siemian is still the starter. We're not quite sure if Taysom Hill will be healthy enough to play this week, and even if he is, what part he'll have in the offense. Will he be the starter, or will they sprinkle him in like they did whenever it was Drew Brees last year or Jameis Winston this year before he got hurt? Only time will tell. Either way, I think the Titans are going to win. Next up, we have the Jets versus the Bills. The Jets have a habit of beating teams that they really shouldn't. The Bills looked absolutely awful last week. There's no two ways about it. I don't see them losing here, however. I'm picking the Bills. Steelers versus Lions. The Steelers won't lose to the Lions. Plain and simple. Picking the Steelers. Colts versus the Jaguars. The Jaguars found a way to win a low-scoring affair last week against the Bills. The Colts, on the other hand, have a much better offense as of late, with Jonathan Taylor close to leading the league with yards and touchdowns, and Carson Wentz playing some of his best football, as well as not turning the ball over. I'm picking the Colts. Washington versus the Bucks. This will be a rematch of the 2020 wildcard game. This is also a game that the Bucks should win like they did back in the wildcard game, but it could be another close matchup. Picking the Bucks. Patriots versus Browns. This Patriots team has been inconsistent. You never quite know which version of themselves is going to show up. The Browns, on the other hand, look pretty good with their first week without OBJ. I think that the Browns should win this matchup, even if they are going to be missing their top two running back options. But the last time they had that, their third stringer, Dearness Johnson, ran all over the Broncos, so I'm sure they'll be fine. Cowboys versus the Falcons. Cowboys will not lose two in a row against subpar opponents. I'm picking the Cowboys. Cardinals versus the Panthers. Even if Kyler Murray misses another game, the Cardinals will not lose to this team, especially after the news that Darnold will be missing at least 3 or 4 weeks due to an injury. They'll be turning to their former XFL star to start this upcoming game. They did make a little splash and reacquire Cam Newton for a 1-year deal pending a physical. Is this the move that he needs to resurrect his career? Probably not. But if he is able to make it onto the team and maybe squeeze out some playing time, maybe he'll help him. Maybe he'll be in there for some read options. Who knows? Chargers versus the Vikings. The Vikings are always on the cusp of something resembling a talented NFL team. This week they'll face a Chargers team that put up plenty of points against a not-so-great Philly defense. I think they'll be putting up even more this week. I'm picking the Chargers. Packers versus Seahawks. If Rodgers misses another game, the Packers don't have much of a chance here, especially with Russell Wilson expected to return from injury. I'll be looking for a shootout if both Rodgers and Wilson are back. I'm picking the Packers only if Rodgers is playing. Broncos versus the Eagles. The Broncos were able to move the ball last week against a pretty decent defense. The Eagles do not have a decent defense. I expect the Broncos to have that much more success on offense. Picking the Broncos. Next up, we have the Raiders versus the Chiefs. The Chiefs still do not look right. They're struggling moving the ball on offense. Their defense is doing enough to keep them in games. I think this week against the Raiders will be meshing a little bit better on offense, and I'm giving them the advantage here. Lastly, we have the 49ers versus the Rams. I believe that the Rams and Stafford will have a bounce-back game here. I don't believe the 49ers will have much of a chance to move the ball against this Rams defense. I'm picking the Rams. Well, there you have it. Those are my picks. Thank you for tuning into the House Report. If there were some selections that I made that you disagree with, please leave your own picks in the comment section. As always, I hope this week's picks go better than last week. And for all my betting friends out there, remember, you win some and you lose some, but the house always wins.